Over the last few years, Smith Wesson and Ruger have slowly priced themselves out of most revolver buyer budgets. Fortunately, the Brazilians can do things beyond great food and bikinis. In this video, we're looking at the Taurus Tracker in 44 Magnum and why you should consider this for your next revolver. While revolvers were fairly commonplace when I started shooting nearly 15 years ago, today they're generally a fun gun in someone's collection. And while do I get a 686 or a Glock for my first handgun was a legitimate question 20 years ago, with today's handgun designs, a semi-automatic is for all intents and purposes just as reliable as a revolver. As such, with dwindling demand and significantly higher manufacturing costs, revolver prices from Colt, Ruger, and Smith Wesson have unfortunately become out of reach for the vast majority of gun owners. Enter this. Well, not this specifically, but what it represents. The Taurus Tracker chambered in 44 Magnum. Is this the last real revolver value, or do you really get what you pay for? Let's take a look. The Trackers are a line of revolver models meant for the rugged and reliable firearms. They come in a variety of chamberings, everything from 22 long rifle up to 44 Magnum. What I have here is the Taurus Tracker in 44 Mag. For your really large calibers, Taurus has the Raging Hunter line of revolvers, and for smaller revolvers meant for concealed carry and smaller calibers, Taurus has a sizable collection of medium and small frame revolvers as well. What I really like about these Trackers is that they all come with these super nice rubber grips. I love fancy wood grips as well. However, with higher recoiling calibers, they're not doing anything to help tame the recoil, and during the summer as your hands get sweaty, you're not going to be able to maintain a solid grip. In the past, Taurus had these ribbed rubber grips such as those on a Taurus Judge. However, these new grips just work so much better. So what you have is you have comfortable finger grooves right on the front with super nice texturing on the sides. What I also like about these revolvers is the cylinder release. Now, while I'm not a revolver competitor, I do like the style where you push forward rather than the ones on the Colts where you have to pull back. One thing to note, if you're looking for this revolver on the Taurus website, you're not going to find it. What this is a distributor exclusive model. On the website, Taurus generally lists its Trackers starting with 4-inch barrels and up for the 44 Magnum. What we have here is a 2.5-inch barrel. The other changes here are a fixed rear sight integrated into the back, and a big fat fiber optic sight up front, which is just a pleasure to look through. What is really nice, and you have to give Taurus credit for, is that they include this rubber protecting for your front fiber optic sight in order to protect it during shipment. Definitely a nice touch. So let's grab some ammo and throw some rounds down range. So since we're shooting revolvers, I got another one out of my safe. This is a Smith Wesson Model 57 in 41 Magnum. And now that we've shot some really expensive guns, we're going to shoot our Taurus, which is 1/3 the price of all of those, at least. So since I'm trying to keep my wrist comfortable, we're going to start with 44 specials. These are 180 grainers. Wow, this sight is so visible. Wow! Recoil is not bad at all. I am shooting a bit low. Nice. So, definitely feels like a modern gun, but the double action trigger is not bad at all. And I will say, this grip is super nice. Fantastic. Let's put some more. I will say, this is super concealable. I mean, you can definitely keep this in your pocket if you're hunting or anything else like that. Mag release, I like that, well, the cylinder release, I do like that the cylinder release is the same way as a Smith & Wesson. You push it forward. Look at this, it's just so huge. I would say if you're considering getting a Smith & Wesson 500 and you're like, maybe that's a little too much, that's 5. Not bad. Yeah, so this, I think for the intended purpose, is fan-freaking-tastic. So you're out hiking, bear woods, anything else like that. This is awesome. There we go. I short stroked one of them. But that is why you always check and make sure your barrel is pointing downrange. All right, and now the big one, 44 mag. Woo! 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 Wowzer! That's definitely a difference with the loads. Grip is actually really, really comfortable. I would say if you have smaller hands, I mean, you can see you have to make sure you have a good grip on the gun, but that'll definitely stop a bear. So one of the things I'm not yet used to, the sights picture on this is a little bit different. So I'm basically trying to figure that out. And that's why I think like it was just slow on most of them. But otherwise, the gun shoots pretty damn nice. Bottom line, revolvers are still hella cool and hella fun. Most of all, if you're an outdoorsman, revolvers are going to be one of the only ways you can get the defensive stopping power you need in a compact package. The Tracker, and this Tracker in particular, hits on all of the points you would want. It's rugged, it has comfortable grips and controls, and most of all, it's still coming in at a price that everyone can afford. So that's the Taurus Tracker in 44 Magnum. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you would consider for your next revolver? And do you even still shoot revolvers, or is it a novelty item for you? Or are you still one of the hardcore people that does conceal carry a revolver on your hip? As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Keep on squatting, and I'll see you in the next video linked up here.